Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jen with Lady Tarot 911 and I am coming to you from my living room. I like to change it up. Over the weekend I did some table view reads so that you could really see the cards, but I figured I could probably do it this way if I move the camera. I'm just going to move the camera back that way. There we go. That way you guys can see. How is everybody? So I have no idea what this read is going to be about. It's just random, but I was guided to get it out today. So I am doing that. I don't know. So the only thing that I know that's major that's coming up just like in the next week is the full moon, new moon in Libra. And that's going to be obviously about balance and justice and karma and cause and effect, all those good things. Bring us back, into harmony with oneself and in relationships and all that. Still have a lot of the astrological influences of what's happening. I know Venus is heading back home, and there's the 1010 portal in October, and also Mars is going to be going retrograde, I believe, on the 30th or in October sometime. And that's about taking action. So October is going to be a month about taking action. But anyways, okay. So let's get going on this read. Okay, sit down and then I want to sit back up. Okay. So, universe, what do you have for the collective for this random read today? What do you have for the collective? What's the message? Okay, that one looks like it's starting to fall. So there we go. This is our message. All right. Double rainbow, divine intervention, duality, perfect timing, ascension, serendipity, light codes, cohesion, as above, so below. Wow. 16 card. So that's a 7 in numerology. Oh, you can't even see it. Hello. Pretty card. All these cards are really cool. So we were just talking about duality and coming back into balance, masculine, feminine, rebalancing, twin flames, soulmates, coming back together, wrapping up cycles. All of that creates balance and cohesion within the collective, within the universe, within ourselves. So that's all good stuff. So this is about that. That's the reason that we are here. Okay, so we got 9 of Cups, Judgment, 10 of Pentacles, and the Devil. I think I can fit one more on camera. Eight of Cups. These cards, this is the Light Seer deck, and it is just absolutely, the colors in this deck, I mean, they're unmatched. That's why I love it so much. Okay, so what I see so far is there are 2 cards just screaming about happiness and looking for wishes being fulfilled, ultimate fulfillment, wanting more, wanting a greater sense of accomplishment. We have the 9 of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. And this is something that you've wanted, we all want, obviously, but there was a decision that had to be made in the past, a judgment call regarding something, and this is something that's needed to be talked about and brought up. The chakra color is green on this. It's kind of like a green. No, it's a green. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a green blue, but that's definitely a green. So actually, that's about heart chakra and a need for opening up to spirit, opening up to a channel of being able to talk to the divine and connect with your higher self. As you can see in the card, it looks like she's ascending. So this could be about learning lessons, which does take us to a higher level of consciousness and understanding. Ultimately, we're looking for, 10 of Pentacles, balance, harmony, complete fulfillment in home, life, family, success, love, all of that, right? So this is more of emotional fulfillment because that's cups. This is more, Pentacles is about stability and feeling a sense of security in all areas of our life. So it appears that there was a decision or a judgment call that's needed to be made in the past in regards to happiness and potentially the opening up of the channel to not only our higher self, but more of an emotional pull and stance on whatever the situationship is. And it appears like maybe there's some hang-ups with the devil, who seems to want to make an appearance and interrupt in people's lives, whether that be some challenges, addictions, coping mechanisms, some form of strings being attached. That could be to people or could be to, just a way of thinking, a way of handling things, a way of being. And this could in turn cause, I'm going to clarify all of this, but from just first glance, this could in turn cause the walking away from either situations or relationships or people, of bad behavior, of toxic ways of thinking and of being. This could be, other people walking away if these toxic ways seem to be impeding in life and situations, relationships. There's just a greater sense of understanding of toxicity and how that impacts our life and how we want to get to a place of ultimate achievement and happiness and growth and to a higher sense, the higher sense of ourselves, understanding that, seeing things from, a bird's eye view, seeing the forest from the trees, forest for the trees, not from. That's power. And to come into our power, we've got to have open channels of communication and so our throat chakra and our heart chakra, and opening that up and bringing things to the table. And so, and in doing so, you can see that the heart chakra, the green behind the devil, is really blowing the devil, the toxicity out of the picture, which is what we're striving for, what we need to do, this can be years and years of pain, a way of doing things, of just repression, of emotion, of things that we've needed to say, of connections we've needed to cut, of standing up for ourselves. And in this card, it depicts that somebody is doing that, either you or somebody around you. This can be in any type of relationship as well, work, family. So we're talking about the double rainbow, which is up there, right? So duality and divine intervention. And and ascension. I read it, but I didn't even remember it on there. I don't even remember the reads after I do them. I mean, they're so guided all the time. But Ascension, that is exactly what this card, what that's depicting. So, okay. So that's why we're here. Our overall energy is about King of Pentacles. So sense of security and stableness and just a knowing, not worrying, being calm and collected and balanced. As you can see, that pentacle is balancing on his knee, and he's not bothered. I mean, he's unbothered, and that is a sense of confidence and security. This could be about a relationship. So what's fueling the King of Pentacles is about a relationship. And spirituality. So Ascension is spirituality or values, morals, ethics. This can be about religion. It could be about long-term commitments to things, marriage. And so when you're talking about marriage and divorce, marriage essentially means just the commitment given to something, obviously, and combining, connecting, the connection of things. And divorce literally means just the removal of something in your life. You can divorce yourself from anything. So when we're talking about that, you'll have to align that to your particular story. But let's take a look at the Nine of Cups. So the yellow depicted in the cards is about happiness. And I think it's really telling that you are in the process of moving from a spot where you've been, and you are reaching for that higher ascension. You're in between the Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment, and the Ten of Pentacles, wishes being fulfilled, whatever that may be. And in between that, you get there by ascending, by learning, by understanding. This is all about intuition and how we get there. And we get there by being balanced. Nine of Cups and Two of Cups. So about a soulmate union, that's very heavy right now, is that message for most of the readers. It's about, the energy is about change right now, and a real close look at who you are, what you're doing, what you believe, what you want. So I believe that this is something that is what you're wanting. You're wanting a relationship, a partnership, a connection to manifest, to come to fruition, a divine partnership. So I'm going to actually move these up here, and I'm just going to focus on the Nine of Cups. So it appears that the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups, you're wanting messages that will bring wish fulfillment and happiness. You're waiting, and you do have messages coming in. Page of Cups carries messages of love and of the beginning of opening up those channels, the beginning of bringing things, to the table. And you're going to be surprised by this. And I know that because if you see in the card, it's the pigs flying, and that typical, saying, when pigs fly. This is going to surprise you. This is going to come out of nowhere. And it's going to be about partnership, and at least from the beginning, bringing that to the table and starting to talk about it. You can see the two different colors of blue, and what I'm noticing about this is that there's the blue on the bottom, which is darker. So the whole thing is not that dark blue. So I think that the conversation might start out slow, and I'm getting that it's because of intuition and a higher self being accessed that this conversation will start to unfold. And this will make you very happy. This is something that you've been waiting for. This could be, you know, it's about cups. And so, yes, bringing to the table more of an emotion-based conversation, but this is a lot about vulnerability too. And so I think that there's going to be the just opening up of a channel that maybe has been just really, you know, repressed. And I think that this is going to shock you and surprise you with the openness of it. You might not recognize the person in front of you, and not in a bad way, just they might be bringing to the table, and you might be seeing a new part of them that you haven't seen before. So there's going to be decisions that are going to be made, and this is bringing the conversations and the messages coming. This could be by email or, you know, by phone or text. It can be in person. You have, you know, the Sun card and the World and Judgment. This is wrapping up this success in what I'm getting is you being a part of this heart chakra that is opening for your person. You have been a huge influence in the happiness that's been brought to somebody who's able to make a decision, who's able to bring about a judgment within their situation, or you finally being able to step into your power and make a decision that makes you very happy about it, at the minimum of making a decision. So this brings you a lot of joy. Maybe this is something that you didn't feel that you could do in your life, is stand up for yourself, or even that you could decide to walk away from something, or decide to give something a chance, or even change the narrative, change our mind, change your mind on the way that you saw things, because things have always been like my way or the highway, or, you know, what it is, it just is. And I just feel that maybe that's changing a little bit. You're changing, you're growing, you're ascending, right? So this has to do with the way that we see and view money, the way that you have viewed a job or happiness or a sense of structure, and what that looks like to you. It's really made you feel like, through the repression, I think, of the heart chakra, I go back to that because there's so much green in these cards. Through the repression of emotion, or not bringing things to the table, or not having that vulnerability, it has limited you in what you believe to be happiness, fulfillment. And that can be that maybe money is how you were taught when you were younger, that's complete happiness. And we learn over time through ascending that is not what life should be lived by. It should be lived by the cup, which is emotion and opening up those channels. And the reason is because that opens up our connection to using our intuition to make decisions. So we don't get stuck in this paralyzation, analyzation of our minds that lead us the wrong way. And I think that maybe there's been some challenges, maybe there's been financial issues, or you're unhappy with a job that you're at, you're not finding fulfillment in an area of your life that you felt like you were really restricted. And it just seemed to be something that you could not get out of. You felt very trapped, very stuck. This Eight of Swords is resistance and limits, a form of looking at things as of through the eyes of lack and can't get there. I can't achieve that. I keep trying, but I just am not getting to where I want to be. And I cannot figure out why I keep working so hard and I can't achieve this ultimate fulfillment. And I don't know why. I don't understand. I'm very conflicted about that. I need some direction. I need some guidance on how to do that. And this has brought you a lot of concern and trying to understand where to go from here. Okay, so you've had, or there will be, or you know, in time, it could be something that was experienced or you're going through currently, but you could be going through, or your person could be going through a real tower moment in regards to emotional stability. There could be a lot of fight. And I do feel that recently there's been quite a fight when we're talking about divine intervention. There's been a huge fight between angel and devil, and being a lighter, more ascended way of thinking, way of being, way of behaving, and old toxic patterns that, you know, this war between them. And here's divine intervention right here. This is the tower. And the tower moment that is happening, or is you feel this coming about change, huge change and huge transformation. And that's what the tower is. And the collective is going through that, or the people around you, even yourself, going through these moments where the heart chakra is needing to lead, the love, the emotional vulnerability. You're not weak. It's not weakness. And so much of these thought processes that have been really drilled into us comes from just the same way of doing things, the same way of thinking, the same way we've been taught. What you're taught when you're young is the same way that you're doing it when you're, you know, when you're older, unless you break those chains. And this is really about breaking loose from the devil, breaking away through divine intervention, understanding that these things need to be talked about and brought to the table and dealt with and handled and decided upon. And the devil is the toxic patterns that we're learning as a collective to release. And through doing so, we have to make these judgment calls. We have to decide on things that maybe aren't so easy, but we understand the importance of removing ourselves from these lower vibrations and ways of being, and how important it is to find the power in ascension and seeing things from a higher level of existence, and of the understanding of how limited we are in 3D and where we can be in the 5D, with just, you know, accessing and making decisions based on our intuition. And we get that through ascending and through this ascension of living, doing things different. And that's change. And change is very challenging for some and very scary. It can be the unknown, walking into the unknown. I mean, in this card, in the Eight of Cups, she's walking into the unknown. But she understands the importance of it. She understands that staying there is stuck. You know, stuck in this like swamp, and there's no growth there. And I mean, that is what this is about, right? Is about growth. So I'm going to pull some other cards from the Intuit Oracle in just a second to, you know, go down one more layer onto each of these points, to give you an idea of maybe, you know, what you're looking at, what's coming up. Yeah, there's a greater clarity and understanding. But it's hard. It's not easy. Ascending or an awakening, your person, or you could be going through awakenings, ego deaths at this time, change, just massive transformative change. I mean, we have the World card, the Sun card, the Judgment card, the Ten of Pentacles, which is pretty close to Major Arcana, and the Tower card and the Devil. When Major Arcanas come out, it is a sign that there's a lot of transformation. So there's a lot of change happening. And like I said, you know, we are in a astrological time where that's what's in the energy. So Ace of Swords and Nine of Swords. Being swordsy, okay, and then Eight of Cups. So being in swords are a lot about our mind, and as you can see, like, this is being locked in. Even though logic does bring us clarity, what we're getting clarity about is that we need to be using more of our intuition and our 5D. But as you can see, like, looking outside of ourselves for answers is not where the answers are. The answers lie within us, and that's why with the King of Cups, he's got his eyes closed. But you can see when he's got his eyes closed, he's starting to, there's an aura or a ray that's starting to enlighten around him. There's a lot of awakenings and enlightenment happening now, and will be happening throughout the rest of the year. As you know, we're ramping up for not only just understandings and light bulb moments and epiphanies that will then will play out, will execute out into making changes in our life. And this is really challenging. It's fearful energy. But I guess what I'm saying is that it doesn't need to be. It is hard, but where we go to is so promising. Sorry, where was that? I had that one, and was that one there? I know I had these three. Yeah. So the understanding that we need to be using more of our higher self and not our 3D sense can be very, it's hard. It's not knowing what to bring to the table. There could be truths that are coming about that are challenging to deal with, that maybe you don't want to hear. Just a new sense of being within yourself and with those around you. And that can be extremely revealing, and revealing can be extremely vulnerable. And being vulnerable when you're not used to it can be very challenging, right? Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to take these. So we have High Priestess. There could be a connection with past lives so this can be a relationship. I feel like you could be connecting with somebody who maybe is returning. And I think that you're getting a sense and an understanding. This makes you happy to be connecting with who you find as your divine connection, or this relationship that's coming into fruition. Through these messages, though, I feel that you're going to be tapping into that High Priestess mode of that inner knowing that maybe not everything is coming to the table, that there's still going to be things out there that you are not aware of, and that might bother you. So, okay, this goes here because that was my next pile. So, new beginnings through these messages and making these decisions, these moments of deciphering what is going to make you happy, closing out these cycles that we've been talking about. It does bring about new beginnings and new perspectives. I'm just going to go like this, and then I'll tell you because those are the ones that came out. So we're going to look at those. But so then on this pile, so this one is about, death, Tower. So the Tower is here. So this is essentially the Death card, about bringing about change, and change that maybe it's unforeseen. So you have your Tower card, your Death card, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. This Death card is, I feel like your person that is bringing these messages, this conversation about, is really having some real profound moments and change in their life that has really just shifted their timelines, their reality. And this so obviously we're dealing with all of the elements. I have Pentacles, I have Swords, I have, what I don't have is I don't have Wands. I don't have a lot of Wands here, which this is a lot of just analyzing. We're doing self-reflecting. Wands is about taking action. I don't have the Strength card here or the Chariot card here. I don't have Wands here. I don't have Knights. There's just a lot of sitting, thinking, contemplating, evaluating, and that's what I don't have here. So this is a very reflective period right now that we're going through the end of September and into October, reflecting on true self, true desires, true being, true people in our lives, what we're wanting. And in doing so, the devil wants to keep us stuck, obviously, strings attached. We're having to tap into our higher selves for these new beginnings. And this brings new conflict. You can see that he's sitting there and the crows are trying to give him messages, right? So there could be gossip that's happening around that you have to decipher whether it's accurate. There could be people in your life trying to keep you where you're at. There can be messages from the devil that, is trying to keep you stuck, and you're really having to tap into that higher sense of balancing your emotions and your logic and bringing that together with tapping into your higher sense, that 5D, the intuition, knowing, feeling what you should do. And in doing so, that brings about a change in direction, the Grasshopper card. So this Tower moment, or these Tower moments in your life or in your person's life, will open up that channel. And as you can see, all of these are blue and green. So that opens up the conversation, that opens up the heart chakra, that opens up the channel to the divine, to your higher self, to a different way of thinking about things, which is really good. And this is the squirrel. It says energetic, secretive. Okay, so going back to, this is bookending this pile, which was using, when you use your intuition, you're able to key into, we're getting to a point where we are able to know through using our 5D. When you do that, you are able to key into truths, and if somebody is not telling the truth. And this is something that happens almost instantaneously. And we're being pushed as a collective to get to that point where we can look at people and we know, and with what they say, we don't have to wait years to find out if those are truths, because we know. And we know that through our higher self. We know when somebody's being honest. We know when somebody's being true to us. We know when to get involved with things and when to remove toxic things from our life. But you're getting an understanding of what this takes, even through all the chatter, even through all the gossip and the talk and through everything that's trying to, as you can see. So these doves, are they doves? Or no, it's an eagle, I think. It's an eagle who's taking out these crows, because this is dark energy that has kept us stuck. They're, birds of the devil. And not saying that crows are birds of the devil, but you know what I mean. But this is depicting that your higher self will always be able to combat and battle these darker, this darker sense. And when you use that, it brings that clarity that allows you not to stay stuck in a swamp, not to stay stuck in secrets. And I think that you are realizing over this next couple weeks truths about people and situations and those around you. And, nice. Yeah, this has a lot to do. Oh, again, okay, so wrapping this all together, which is why tarot is perfect. So this brings you back to a sense of being able to temper. So this is the Temperance card, another major arcana. Balance and calmness, independence, standing up for yourself, being able to hone in on truths and that feeling of peace, and knowing what in this home card, knowing through setting boundaries, accepting things in your life, not accepting others, toxic behaviors being, shoved aside, and you're moving on from that. And through this duality, this balancing the masculine, feminine, the coming together of yourself and of people and relationships and soulmates, twin flames, all of this coming into a greater sense of the collective, this brings in this peace and knowing what does bring you that happiness within home and stability and security. And we're learning how to temper all of this and bring it all into a place of justice and being in a new way of being, in a new way of looking at things, in a new perspective, and a new way of treating people and helping people and sharing and community. And as we're wrapping up September, as we come into that new moon in Libra, that is all very synchronistic of this whole read and what is happening in the collective. So a lot of change, transformation, but it's very, very good, and it's very needed for all of us individually and as a collective. So that's what your message is from Spirit and the Divine, and happily brought to you by my living room. Thanks so much for being here, guys. You guys have a good rest of the September. I'm putting out videos as much as I can, and I hope that you'll be back to join me. And if you connected with this, if you could like my video, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, if you're not a subscriber, I really would like to have you a part of my family. So anyways, you guys take care. Bye.